Good morning, Badgers. I'm Sam Benson. I'm a Snow College alumnus, and I'm a political journalist here in Washington, D.C. I'm going to take you guys to work with me today. It's hot, it's muggy in D.C., but we'll have a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, just toss them in the chat below, and let's go. I'll show you all the favorite part of my morning commute. If you see that spire over there on the right, and it looks like the Salt Lake Temple, it's because it was designed to look like the Salt Lake Temple. That was the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints' first chapel in Washington. It's now owned by another faith, and there's a bid to turn it into luxury apartments right now, which is really sad, but it's a beautiful marker. So I was at Snow College in 2016 and 2017, and while I didn't study journalism there and I wasn't involved with like a student paper, I think I can owe, in a lot of regards, what my career has turned into to the direction I got at Snow. I took some English and research classes there from Professors Ron Lamb and Matt Gowans, and those were really meaningful classes for me. In addition to that, I worked for the Stampede Messenger, the paper over in Manti. Just had a really phenomenal experience early on in my career. After my time at Snow College, I served a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And then I went to BYU, where I studied sociology, worked at the Deseret News for 5 years, was the national political correspondent for them, covered the presidential race last year. And then I just moved to DC. Sorry, this is beautiful. Union Station, my favorite. I've been in DC now for a year, working for Politico. I cover policy in Congress, so that's where we're headed right now, to the Capitol. You can see they have Union Station all decked out for the 4th of July. Very beautiful. And there's the Capitol. That's where we're headed. That's my office. I think one of the most valuable things I got at Snow College was the opportunity to develop relationships with professors. And I have a lot of colleagues that went to Ivy League schools or big state universities, and they didn't have the chance to be in classes of 7 or 10 students like I did at Snow, where you get to interface with the professor and develop a personal relationship. And I still talk to some of my professors. You know, we're Facebook friends, or they'll email me when there's a typo in one of my stories. They never stop editing you. And that's just like a blessing that I think Snow College provides that a lot of other places don't. So if you're a young high schooler trying to consider, you know, where to go for your first year or two, I would definitely recommend Snow. Not just because of the price, not just because of the beautiful scenery, but because that relationship you can develop with the folks that are teaching you. Here's another one of my favorite Capitol gems. Up in the ceiling, you can see the golden spike there. Pony Express. And westward expansion, covered wagons, and then over here you can see an old map of the Utah territory. So one question I get a lot is like, what exactly do we do in a normal day as a political reporter? My beat is covering agriculture, so I cover the 2 agriculture committees in Congress, and I focus on all of the policy issues dealing with ag, whether that be trade or farm subsidies or migrant labor or whatever. And so I essentially spend my day going to hearings, meeting with sources, chasing down lawmakers and talking to them about the latest movement on different bills or things that they're watching. And then we report that all for an audience that includes folks that work here on the Hill, people that are interested because they're involved with the industry, or other stakeholders who are really interested in agriculture policy news. Shout out to Professor Katie Justison for teaching my art history class, helping me appreciate paintings. Headed out after a long day. You can see the Capitol there behind me. Last thing I just want to share with y'all is there is this kind of national conversation going on right now about whether higher education is necessary. And there are other paths, right? Trade school or not going to college at all. And everyone has a different situation, so I can't speak to everybody. But I will say, I think the skills that I use on a daily basis I either developed or refined in some way at Snow College. I'm thinking writing and critical thinking, or even just like appreciating rural America and the challenges that rural America has and the opportunities. Like I use those writing about agriculture every single day. And so I'll always be grateful to Snow College. They have at least one alumnus here in Washington. I'm sure they have many more that I haven't met yet. And if any of you want to come out to DC, come say hi. Thanks, Badgers.